Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and alert button. Is that what it is? It's an alert button. And do all the socially things scrolling past you on the screen right now. And follow me on patreon.com/earlymorningbarking, or hit the join button below on YouTube and get extra videos every week and replays of the live streams that happen every Monday night at midnight UK time. That was a lot of information I just got out in nearly one breath. Anyway, I'm here today to talk to you about why borderline relationships are unstable. It's a marker of ours. Unstable relationships. What is that and why? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like, right? It's unstable relationships. That's what we have in our lives, relationships that are unstable. And I know I've kind of touched on this topic before, but it's something that I've had a lot more, I guess, experience with. That kind of thing. It's something I've had a lot more time to be introspective about and examine a lot more. And I've started to learn where a lot of it comes from, most crucially. There's a mix of stuff going on for us that makes a relationship unstable. I suppose I'm talking to a variety of people. You might be with someone who has BPD and your relationship is unstable. And that's a very common thing, isn't it? It's one of our defining features, like I say. So there's a lot potentially going on. I can say what was going on for me, but this is by no means sort of a universal catch-all. Your person with BPD will be different. You will be different if you are the person with BPD. But this is a lot of stuff for me. Comes out of, we have a mix of stuff. You've got the little voice in your head that when things are going well and you're happy, it says, screw things up. It tells you to do it. Some people talk about having that suicidal ideation voice in BPD. I've never had that personally. I have a screw it up voice. That sort of, things are going well. You should do something to ruin this, really. And that applies to relationships. And you have to sort of fight yourself to prevent yourself from screwing it up. Your inner self wants to do wrong things, wants to cause in some way an end of that relationship, which can lead to you being, to the person with BPD, being a fairly obnoxious and unpleasant person to be around or live with or put up with, because they're trying to do something that makes them unpleasant to be around, causing that relationship to be unstable. And it's not that they directly want to do it. It's, for me, it's that thing, that fear. If things are going well, they might go wrong. And if I screw them up first, then I've got nothing to worry about, right? That's the plan. That's the thought process. Another thing that makes relationships unstable is splitting. And this kind of ties into the other thing I was going to talk about, favorite personing. I guess we have to kind of talk about both things at the same time. Favorite person relationships are unstable. We have an idol, right? Someone to look up to, a hero, someone we hold in a godlike state in some ways. And because they aren't that, really, they're just a person, they're going to do something eventually that upsets us. And it can be anything that proves that they aren't the thing we've built them up to be, which can be so many things, obviously. And that can cause us to just split on somebody, although we don't need them to be our favorite person to do that. And splitting on someone is, of course, just seeing them as all bad. Why is this person in my life? What are they doing? I don't like anything about them. And that can happen to the person that you love the most, to the person that you're closest to, all the time. Splitting, just going back and forth between this person's amazing and this person's not what I want. or worse, right? And that's where the relationship hoovering comes from, right? You can see this pattern of we split on this person that we hold so dearly, and we don't really want to split, right? Imagine we've done this split. We start to feel negative emotions towards someone because we split on them, and then we start to act on that, but we don't really want to act on it. So we don't just decisively like break up with someone. That's too easy. So we start acting obnoxiously and unpleasantly, and maybe they'll break up with us. It's kind of like a, I don't know, cowardly way of dealing with it almost. And then we come back round. And suddenly, what the hell have we been doing? How could we ever not totally love this person and adore this person, whatever? And we start to panic. And if we've broken up with people, that's where the hoovering comes in. Gesticulating a lot today. That's where the relationship hoovering comes back in. If we've lost you, we need to pull you back in. And so, how is this stable? How is any of this stable? Right? This is just, it's fear and panic about things going well. It's about holding up somebody too highly and praising them too much, and eventually, inevitably being let down by them, and then falling out with them, and then wanting to leave but not wanting to leave, and just becoming unpleasant, and then rinse and repeat. And the key for the person with BPD is to like identify this behavior, right? If you know you're doing it, you can avoid the more extreme things. I think I've managed to, right? And I think I would say I'm doing a good job of not behaving obnoxiously if I feel like that. I don't know if that's necessarily my call to make, but I'm certainly better than I was, and I only see myself getting better at it. So I think it's a possible thing to leave behind, to not need to do, right? We can have those more stable relationships when we start to accept ourselves and that we can be happy. It's a difficult thing to do. It's such a difficult thing to do. There's an episode of Red Dwarf I keep coming back to. Is it the Better Than Life one? I don't know. Where Rimmer can't imagine good things happening to himself, so bad things start happening. And that's, I've always identified that with that so much. Ever since being young, just like, no, I can't imagine good things happening to me. So when they start to, it doesn't feel right. It's the opposite of like a trauma bond. Non-trauma repellent. I don't know. We'll clearly think of a better word for it than that, but that's what it feels like. Instead of being craving trauma, you're just repelled by happiness and success and things going well and things going right. It's unnerving. And we make these things unstable because we're afraid of them. Fear plays such an important part in so many of these problems. It's such a pivotal thing that we need to get a hold of. I guess it's difficult to accept, especially with people, that it's always possible for somebody to hurt us. However long a relationship has been going on, whatever type of relationship it is, there is inevitably always an opportunity for someone to do something that hurts us. And we can avoid all relationships to avoid that. But that's an unacceptable way of living, right? I'm not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to become a hermit. I have to have relationships in my life. And in order to do that, I need to accept that people may eventually do something that hurts me, right? I can't use that as an avoidance my entire life. I can't do that. That's just crazy. So I can't go on destroying my relationships and being unstable. I have to get a hold of that fear. Yes, I might get hurt in one way or another, but this is a risk we continually have to take in our lives, or live alone, isolated. Humans aren't perfect. Far from it. Are we still talking about unstable relationships? Probably. Yeah, I think so. Wrap it up, Rich. Thank you for watching. Go on over to patreon.com or hit the join button. Don't forget. My little Amazon box on the desk has just started talking to me. It's very weird. I don't know what she's saying, really. But she's whispering at me as well. Bizarre. Anyway, I will see you later. Bye-bye.